It's been a long time since we done had one of these. Almost a year. But man, does it feel great. Come on, cop a spot, and let's talk about this dub. I feel like Jameis Winston, huh? We got a dub. After the intro. Hey, welcome back. This is section 240. I'm your host, Bonafide, and on this episode of From the Cheap Seats, we're going to talk about this win we got over the Chargers. We needed extra time to do it, but we grabbed a win, 27-24 over the Los Angeles Chargers. We avoided the dreaded 0-2 start, thank the football gods, and this definitely was the bounce back that we needed. It was a long overdue win at home in front of the home crowd. Stadium was packed, so definitely was a good feeling. So let's dive right into it. So recapping the game, I'm not gonna lie, this game started off rough. I was like, this is not gonna happen. We knew Peter Skoronski was a late scratch with an appendix, something with his appendix. Held him out of the game, so he wasn't there. Obviously, we were without Christian Fulton, no hooker, and that line wasn't holding up. Now, Tannehill was looking up at the sky a couple of those plays, and the Chargers seemed like they just was moving the ball at ease. You know, Keenan Allen was cooking. It just seemed like they were moving the ball, so it wasn't looking good for the home team. Mike Vrabel even said in the presser that we were leaking oil for a bit there, but then Tim Kelly on offensive play dials up this play action pass, and I'm talking about Ryan Tannehill delivers an absolute bomb to Treylon Burks, man. That joint went for 70 yards. I was wheeling him into the end zone, but Asante Samuel Jr. tackled him. So we get there. That led to a Henry TD, which happens to be the 1,000th TD that we've scored since we've been the Titans. And then in the second half, it just looked like the playmakers started doing what they needed to do. The line started holding up. We had runs by Derek and Tajay, catches from Moore caught like a 40-yard bomb too. I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. Chig had some nice, powerful, big tight end runs, catches, and he had some tough yak after that. And then shoot, we even got the return of the Air Tanny, because he took it in one for himself, you know what I'm saying? So we went into OT, the defense forced a 3-and-out, and Nick Folk kicked the game-winning field goal. Tannehill finished 20 of 24 for 246 yards and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Notice that I said no interceptions, no fumbles. He didn't turn the ball over. So we got the dub, you know? Remember last video I was saying there were some things that we needed to do, that he needed to do, and he did those things. So the next segment is the player of the game. And it really can't be anybody else but Ryan Tannehill, right? Look, after I and plenty of other people killed him for that performance in New Orleans, he did what he needed to do to win this game. And he quieted the noise. Hey, look, even I have to give him props. You know, like I said, he finished 20 of 24 for 246 yards, 2 total TDs. He threw one in Nick Westbrook-Akina, and he ran one in himself on a dope play call by Tim Kelly. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Dope play call. But like outside of that, you know, Tannehill didn't turn the ball over. He took some sacks that nobody wants to see the quarterback take. But you know, he took some shots. Let me tell you something, man. There's one thing I am never ever going to question. And no one that's a Titans fan that's been watching this team from back in the Marcus Mariota days should ever question is Ryan Tannehill's toughness. Now, I know he was out last year, and that was something, he even tried to fight through that injury, but let me tell you something. Ryan stood in that pocket and took some shots, man. I'm talking about some slobber knockers, as Jim Ross would say. And he got right back up and continued to play on. So he wasn't tough SOB, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So he took some shots and that man got right back up. So that's the only thing I ain't gonna never question. And dare I say, it was Steve McNairish. Hey, look, calm down. I'm not calling Steve McNair, but I'm just saying. Kind of reminded me of a Mac 9, because he took some shots too, got right back going. So yeah, definitely player of the game, Ryan Tannehill. Definitely had to give him this honor this week. So let's go to everybody's favorite segment, Bonafide banter. Look, these are the things that I saw through the game that I was just noticing and thought about, and I wanted to bring back up because I might forget them. But hey, Roger McCreary is turning into a very good, solid cornerback for us. He was flying all around the field making plays. Now, look, I know they've got him in the nickel when we have Fulton and Sean Murphy-Button in there, but solid tackles, making some plays on the ball. He definitely was doing his thing. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Rock. He's quiet. He like his beans with his sugar, but hey, he's doing what he needs to do. Derek, I said he needed 20 carries. He got 25. He got 80 yards and a TD. I like this particular game's mix of Henry and Tajay from Kelly. I saw that pony package. The pony package is where we get Derek and Tajay on the field at the same time. So I saw that, and it worked out a couple of times. So I like this mix. I think this mix is going to keep Derek fresher when it comes to D. Hindenburg. But yeah, it's going to keep him fresh. So yeah, I'm liking this mix. Look, yo, the pass defense got to be better. Herbert still got 300 yards on us, and I said they couldn't do that. But luckily, we were able to win. But yeah, Herbert got 305 on us. I think he had 2 TDs too. So, missing Hooker and Fulton probably had something to do with that. We had some people playing. Look, Trey Avery was getting picked on like the new kid at recess. I mean, he was in spots, but man, he was getting toe up. But hey, he did what he needed to do. He hung in there, got some good pass backups. But yeah, we definitely need to see some improvement from the pass defense over here. Tim Kelly. Now I know it's early. I know it's super early, but man, and it's only 2 weeks into the season. But man, it is apparent that this offense is totally different. And it's also apparent that making the move to Tim Kelly as a full-time OC was definitely the right move. This offense looks different and they look more modern. Now, I know they're going to be podcasts, they're going to be breakdowns, football and leather F words, Stacking the Inbox, Music City Audible, A to Z. All of these places are going to break down this offense for you. So you don't need to hear that from me. You don't need me to break the film down for you, because I'm going to go to them to get the film breakdown so I can bring it back to you. But I know this offense looks good, and this is a good sign of things to come. Now, it ain't no Chiefs offense. They ain't, we ain't got no crosser, but it looks modern. Some of these some of these shots we would have never seen last year, never. But just take the play action shot to Burks that for 70 yards. It was dialed up perfect. Now, before I go, this is an account that I want you to follow if you're on Twitter, and I'm telling you to do it right now. You can pause the video and go follow at Superhorn. At Superhorn does a really great job of breaking down film. And even in this particular scenario, we saw places where we could have gotten wide open TDs just because of the play design from Tim Kelly. Now, obviously, he's going to lean a little bit more that we need a little bit better quarterback play. And I would tend to agree. I'm not going to knock him. He did a good job, but a little bit improved quarterback play, and we probably could have had this game. We probably could have scored over 30 points. So go follow at Superhorn. He's going to do, and go look at his past tweets from a couple other days. He's going to give you some insight in there. So yeah, but Tim Kelly was definitely the right move. Definitely the right move from Mike Vrabel moving in there. This offense is light years away from what it was with Todd Downing. Now, I know it was a player of the game. I know we said we weren't gonna knock it, but let's be cautiously optimistic about Ryan, okay? Because I'm getting some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde vibes with him on this one, So I need, me personally, this is me, I need to see him string together a few good performances before I'm about to say, hey, he's back on the revenge tour. He's knocking people out. The national media is disrespecting him. I need to see some more games like this that are a little bit better. That's showing that, he's getting more comfortable in the offense and no turnovers, no stupid mistakes, things like that. Who knows? Maybe New Orleans was a blip And the Chargers game is really what we are expecting out of him. But we're not gonna pump the brakes. We're just gonna tap them. We're gonna tap the brakes. See what goes on from there. So, as we wrap this episode up, but coming up next week, we got the Browns. Now, we're back to 500, and we're facing the Browns in Cleveland. Now, they got Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper, who played. We didn't think he was going to play, but he played. He had a groin injury, and they got Myles Garrett. Unfortunately, they lost Nick Chubb last night to a gruesome injury to the knee. So, they don't have that going for them. So, but that defense is still good. They got a pretty decent secondary. Delpit and Ward in the secondary. They got Myles Garrett, and I think Zadarius Smith is there too in Cleveland. So this game is definitely going to hinge on our ability to keep Ryan upright and allow him to make some plays, which he can do. He can do. If you watched that game last night against Kenny Pickett, was able to get some passes off and get some plays down the field, but that's another story. Pittsburgh got some issues with that dude. But I think if we could do that, and I think if our defense up front does what we know they can do, it's pretty possible we can get that win. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later on this week. But hey, if you made it this far, don't forget to tune in to the upcoming episode where we preview this game from the Browns, get a little bit more in depth, see what we need to do to kind of take this dub and go to 2-1. But thank you for watching. Tell all your friends, all your Titans friends, that there's plenty of room in the section for them. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Tighten up.